Dwight spent 25 years in prison taking the fall for Inverness, the big boss. He's thinking, I'm gonna walk out of here and be treated like royalty. Wrong. The second he's out, Inverness invites him to dinner. Dwight's hyped for a welcome home party, but it's a straight-up setup. As soon as he walks in, two goons plant themselves behind him like he's about to steal the silverware. And get this? Inverness' son, Don Charles Chicky, sticks him at the worst table in the joint, making it crystal clear who's in charge. Over dinner, Dwight's world shatters. Chicky's now the second in command. All his old crew's been canned, and Inverness just shrugs. New York's got no room for you. Head to Tulsa, be our branch manager. Dwight's thinking, really? Shipping me off to the boonies? Dwight took the fall for boss Inverness and spent a solid 25 years behind bars. Chicky chimes in, trying to sweet-talk him. Tulsa's a gold mine. You'll rake in the cash. Dwight ignores him and turns to Inverness. I lost my wife. My daughter hasn't spoken to me in 18 years, and I kept my mouth shut for 25 goddamn years.
After everything I've done for this family, nothing left for me! Hey!
Then some punk jumps in, barking orders at him.
Understand how this f***ing works. They told you where to go.
Dwight doesn't hesitate. One punch, and the guy's out cold. Chicky goes ballistic. Inverness plays the victim. I gave you a whole city. What more do you want? Dwight's done. He walks out seething, but little do they know, this is the start of his rise to legend. Dwight's so out of touch, he doesn't even know what a phone is. He lands in Tulsa, and Tyson Mitchell, this taxi driver, approaches. Dwight's like, man, I wish there was a way to look up stuff. Tyson's jaw hits the floor. Dude, this is a phone. After 25 years in prison, Dwight's basically a caveman in the modern world. But he's sharp. He spots a pharmacy that's off the gang's radar. Bingo, startup cash. Inside, no cameras, one security guard, and all cash payments. Perfect. He tells the clerk to call the boss. The security guard whips out a pepper spray and tries to shoo him away. Dwight pretends to leave, grabs Tyson's water cup, and swings back in. One swing of that cup, and the 200 pounds guards down for the count. Lawrence Bodie Geigerman, the boss, rushes out, hands up, thinking it's a regular robbery. When he sees his guards snoozing, Dwight asks for the books. Bodie mistakes him for a tax auditor. Dwight's offended. I took out your guard in one shot, and you think I'm here to do paperwork? He scans the books, sees the business is booming, and asks where the money's at. Bodie insists it's in the bank. Dwight scoffs. A sketchy joint like yours, peddling illegal stuff? You think I'm dumb enough to believe the cash is in the bank? Bodie clams up tighter than a vault. He keeps repeating that the money's in the bank. Then Dwight grins, a smile that sends chills down your spine. I'm gonna plant my right heel on your left foot and crush it. So, unless you want to spend the next month hopping on one foot, open that safe behind the poster now. One look at Dwight's cold, dead serious eyes, and Bodie knows he's bitten off more than he can chew. He fumbles with the safe combination, praying he can get out of this mess alive. The safe clicks open, and boom. $500,000 in cold hard cash stares back at him. Dwight doesn't go full greedy mode, though. He lays down the law, 20% of the weekly profits. You grind out the cash, I'll keep the trouble away. No one's gonna touch you, guaranteed. Just like that, they're business partners. Outside, Dwight tosses Tyson a fat stack, $50,000 for a ride and $2,000 to be his personal driver. But the next day, Tyson slumps in looking like a kicked puppy. The 4S shop called me a drug dealer. They won't sell me a car and said they'd call the cops. Dwight shoots up from his seat. Take me there now. When they storm the dealership, he zeroes in on the manager's office. The manager's all smiles, hanging up his call and reaching out for a handshake. Big mistake. Dwight's boiling. My boy comes in here with cash, and you call him a crook? But when you see me in a suit, you're Mr. Nice Guy. You picked a fight with the wrong dude. Before the manager can blink, Dwight's fists are flying. 2 punches later, he's giving his friendly ultimatum. You've got 60 minutes. My boy's buying a van for 50 grand, and it better be decked out with every last accessory. Soon enough, they're cruising in a brand new ride. Back at the pharmacy, the guard's still nursing his bump, and Bodie's face falls, thinking Dwight's there for more cash. But he's on a different mission, upgrading security with the latest cameras. After checking in on the business, Dwight's got his sights set on renegotiating the raw materials. They make their way to the production base, and as soon as Jimmy the boss strolls in, he plops down, legs crossed, and spits out $200 a unit, minimum order of 10. Dwight doesn't miss a beat. He turns and starts walking out. Panicked, Jimmy tries to sweet-talk him, offering freebies with each order, but Dwight isn't buying it. "You've got 500 acres of land," he snaps. "You're hoarding the good stuff and trying to sell me the junk. I want 300 units at $1,000 each. You'd better decide fast, because once I finish this cookie, the price goes back up." Bodie watches, stunned, as Jimmy realizes he's messed with the wrong guy. Figuring there's more business down the line, he reluctantly agrees. With the deal in the bag, Dwight heads to the bar that night to kick back and celebrate his latest win. Dwight hasn't even sipped his drink when a stunning woman slides into the seat next to him. They start chatting, and it's like they're on the same wavelength. Before you can say shotgun, they're out the door and headed to a hotel for some real bonding time. Afterward, Dwight finally learns her name, Stacy Beal. But when Stacy finds out he's a 75-year-old badass, her eyes go wide as saucers. "Dude, you look half your age. If I knew you were that old, I'd feel like I'm robbing the cradle." She's yanking on her clothes and bolting out the door faster than a cat on a hot tin roof. The next day, Stacy's in the middle of a briefing when her boss tells the team to watch out for a freshly released mobster. She takes one look at the screen and almost does a faceplant off her chair. There's Dwight, plastered all over the slides. His record's a laundry list of trouble: gambling, illegal firearms, and not one but 2 murder raps. Meanwhile, Dwight's totally oblivious, scratching his head over how to open a bank account, his ID's ancient history, and the quickest workaround, nailing that driver's license to use as a temporary ID. 25 years behind bars will do a number on your social skills. Dwight doesn't bother with niceties at the driving test. He just reaches over and swipes the paper right out of the guy next to him. When the dude tries to fight back, Dwight gives him a look. It's like he's saying, "You really want to mess with me right now?" Dwight's taking his driver's license photo, and out of nowhere, he smoothly spins 45 degrees. The photographer's jaw drops.
"Sir, what are you doing?"
When Dwight tries to sign up for the next test, he's told it's a 5-week wait. No sweat. He flashes some cash, and boom. The lady pockets it faster than you can say bribe and does a total 180.
Well, this is strange. Looks like there's an opening early next week.
She hands him a learner's permit, and Dwight's eyes light up. "Can I use this as an ID?" "Same thing as a license," she says. He's grinning ear to ear because that bank account he's after, it's his ticket to a major comeback. A few days later, it's driving practice time for Dwight. Sure, he's been behind the wheel since he was 13, but after 25 years locked up, he's rustier than an old bike in a swamp. The instructor says turn left, and Dwight flicks on the windshield wipers instead. But hey, like riding a very fast bike, he quickly gets his groove back. Just when he's feeling like a pro again, boom, trouble hits. Dwight pulls over as instructed, and out of nowhere, a masked gunman starts firing. Dwight doesn't flinch. He floors it, hot on the shooter's tail. He's fishtailing, accelerating like a NASCAR driver on Red Bull, while the instructor in the passenger seat is screaming "Mom" so loud. The masked guy thinks he's lost Dwight, but our man slams into his rear end hard enough to crumple the trunk. Still, the shooter's no slouch. He weaves through a tiny gap between cars and vanishes. Dwight's lightning quick, though. He memorizes the license plate, grabs some tomato juice off the instructor's face, and scribbles the number on the windshield. Then, with a death glare, "One word about this, and you're done." At the police station, Dwight plays the blame game like a pro. "This guy fails so many students, someone's out for blood. I'm just the unlucky bystander." The cops know Dwight's a former mob big shot with a mile-long enemy list, but without proof, they're forced to let him go. And who's waiting outside? Stacy, of all people. Stacy flashes her ATF badge and lays down the law. "Keep your nose clean, Dwight." But somehow, their conversation ends up back at a hotel. What can we say? The 75-year-old still got game. After their, reunion, Dwight gets back to business. He calls Chicky, straight up asking if he's behind the hit. Chicky's shockingly blunt. "You're my rival, but you're a cash machine. Why kill the goose that lays golden eggs?" Dwight can't argue with that logic. He heads to the hospital, shoves a stack of $10,000 into the instructor's hands, and hands over the license plate number. "Use your DMV connections. I need answers." The instructor delivers. The next day, Dwight and Tyson track down the car, find clues, and tail the masked guy right to his doorstep. When the coast is clear, Dwight pounces, dragging the guy back like a cat hauling in a mouse. "Chicky send you," Dwight growls. The masked guy, Armand, shakes his head frantically. Dwight's patience runs out. He lands a punch and presses a gun to Armand's temple. The guy spills his guts. "I'm Armand. Years ago, Chickie wanted you dead in prison. I tried to warn you, but I had to run and hide in Tulsa. When I saw you, I thought you were here to finish me off." Swearing on his family, Armand begs for mercy. Dwight's no killer without proof. "Fine. You work for me now. Prove you're not lying." Dwight's still building his empire in Tulsa, and with Armand on board, he's one step closer. But he needs cold, hard cash, fast. Lucky for him, a party's about to serve up the perfect opportunity. This is the lowdown on Tulsa King Season 1, Episodes 1 through 4. Sylvester Stallone's still bringing the heat, mixing classic mob drama with laugh-out-loud moments. And guess what? The show's already on Season 3. If you're loving it, drop a 1 in the comments, like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Catch you in the next video.